Yeah, so good evening to all the people who have joined for this seventh session of Arthritis Support Network. I'm Manish Sanghai, your health coach, and today we are going to take up a very important topic, inflammation and diet. So before I start the session, let me hear from you guys. What have you heard from social media, from doctors, from health coaches, from Ayurvedic practitioners about inflammation and diet? And anything that you follow from your experience which have benefited you. Plus, please keep the sharing short because today's presentation is a bit long. Anybody wants to share, you can type in the chat box also, or you can unmute and speak one by one. Anything that you do on a daily basis that has helped you? Yeah,
Yeah,
Garima.
can I say something? Good
Yes.
evening.
Good evening. Yes.
Okay, what I do is early morning I boil water. In that I add गीली हल्दी थोड़ा सा कूट के, अदरक एंड cinnamon. उसको थोड़ा सा कूट लेती हूँ अच्छे से सबको, उसको बॉईल करती हूँ, काली मिर्च डालती हूँ और फिर सिर्फ शहद डाल के उसको ठंडा होके लूकवार्म शहद डाल के वो लेती हूँ. That helps me in calming down my pains and stiffness.
Yes. So most of the ingredients except honey, I don't agree with honey part. It's totally unnecessary unless you have it for taste. So we don't recommend honey at Sharan. But yes, other ingredients that you mentioned are actually anti-inflammatory. So thank you, Garima, for
Okay.
sharing. Thank you for sharing. Maybe you can skip honey and try for a few days. I don't think it will make any difference to your benefits that you're experiencing. Yeah.
Okay, the thing is, see, sugar elevates my pains, is what I've seen. और बुरा मतलब सॉरी गुड़ चलता है तो मैं थोड़ा स्वीटनेस के लिए ऐड करती हूँ बिकॉज मुझे बहुत वो लगता है कि मैं स्वीट नहीं ले पा रही हूँ. तो दैट्स द
Okay.
रीजन आई ऐड हाफ अ स्पून ऑफ हनी, दैट्स इट.
Okay. So can you type in the chat box? Somebody is asking for the concoction. Can you just type the ingredients, what you take in the chat box? Anybody else wants to share? Anyone else? That was a good concoction, I would say, a mix of turmeric and yeah. Following the whole food plant-based diet, helping bidding goodbye to arthritis. Shanti, can you share your experience, unmute yourself and share if you're comfortable? How did a whole food plant-based diet help you bid goodbye to arthritis? Very interesting. No, you're not there.
I
Shanti ji.
may I speak
Yeah,
also?
Neelam. Yeah, Neelam, please.
Yeah,
Yes.
I also once I turned vegan, associating with Sharan, that's been about 7 years now. I had a lot of swelling. I have osteoarthritis of the right knee, and I used to get swelling very often during my walks and all. And once within 3 months, I realized as I stopped dairy, I could feel the difference in me. And now, touch wood, since that time, I have had no swelling. Plus, I consistently, of course, do my physio and yoga and walking. And I also, every day in the afternoon with lunch, I have turmeric, the fresh turmeric, the root. I just grate it and add some black pepper in it because I heard that black pepper enhances the potency of turmeric almost by 2000%. And I have been doing that quite regularly. Whenever sometimes, of course, it's not possible to get haldi all the time, fresh one. But normally it's available throughout the year. So I mix it with my food and I have it. So at least 1 teaspoon of it every day for lunch. And that's also kept my swelling down, I think. May have also helped me. So thank you so
Yes,
much.
but Neelam and Sharan, what we prescribe is not have turmeric every day
Oh,
because
not
it's
every.
not every
Okay.
day. You should not have every day because it's a very strong antibiotic also. It has antibacterial properties, which
Okay.
if you continue to take, its efficacy will go down with time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So normally a whole food plant-based diet is more than enough, which you are following a dairy-free diet because dairy is an inflammatory, which we'll learn today. So maybe
Yes.
that helps you more. And maybe you can just take around in a month, around 7 to 10 days, you take turmeric, then stop for 3 weeks and then again start. That I would recommend for you.
Keep a gap of 3 weeks, is it?
3 weeks. Yeah, at least 2 to 3 weeks. Yes.
So have
Between.
it for a week and then stop.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you, Manish.
Thank you, Neelam, for sharing. Thank you. Yes, Smita, quickly. Yes.
Yeah, I just quickly wanted to ask you when you said about this turmeric, can we take a pinch of it every day or it's not good, even pinch of it? Okay.
No, daily
You
we
would
don't recommend. Daily we don't
Okay.
recommend. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. This mistake very commonly people do because it is so effective, but it is very powerful also. So suppose if you get some infection, if you get some inflammation, at that time the efficacy will go down. It's just like a painkiller. If you start taking painkiller every day, कैसे उसका असर कम हो जाता है, the efficacy comes down of painkiller. Similarly, if you take turmeric every day, the efficacy will go down with time. Okay, so that's why we recommend not taking it daily. Karim, quickly, I want to start my presentation. Yes, quickly, you want to share
Just
anything?
wanted to ask, हम लोग सब्जी में तो डेली डालते हैं ना?
Yes, yes, that is more than enough actually. Yeah, that is more than enough. But use very small quantities. I would say if you are using daily in vegetables also as a spice, then use it very sparingly and very small quantities, not very large quantities. Okay, come, let's start the presentation. It's a very interesting presentation. Please pay full attention because this may change your life forever. So this is beneficial not only for people with arthritis, but people with a host of inflammatory conditions, which we are going to learn what does inflammation does to our bodies. I'm going to start the presentation now. Yes. So today's session is about inflammation and diet. And along with me, there is a nutritionist with me, Puja Roongta, which will help you with certain principles of anti-inflammatory diet. Okay. So before I do, as a disclaimer, please don't treat this as medical advice. Any dietary changes, exercise routines should be done under the supervision of a doctor or a health coach. And please don't stop any medications on your own. Okay? So can you look at this picture? There is a picture in front of you. What does this signify? Any guesses? Yeah, let's have some fun. Yeah, it's not a very serious presentation. What does this signify? You can tap in the chat box or you can unmute and quickly speak. Yeah, this is what most of us are doing to our bodies. Yeah, what is this guy doing?
Digging your own grave.
Digging your own grave. Absolutely, Naveen. Yeah, we should all clap for Naveen. Naveen hit the nail on the head. Digging his own grave. And how do we dig our own grave now? This in the modern day and age. How do we dig our own graves? With our
Diet.
diet, with our own
Lifestyle.
lifestyle and teeth. Yeah, basically, let's talk about diet today. Lifestyle, yes, but we are digging our own graves with our own teeth. It's like we have a car which runs on petrol and we keep on putting diesel in it and we expect it to function properly. So, as I always say to my students, I've been saying this for the past 2 years, with each bite, you are either increasing or decreasing your lifespan. Diet is so important for us. It's like a no-brainer, no questions asked in the importance of diet in our longevity, in controlling inflammation. And inflammation doesn't only lead to arthritis. We will learn it can lead to a host of disorders. And any guesses like how many percentage of deaths worldwide are related to inflammation? Any guesses percentage wise? You can type in the chat box. Yeah. कितने परसेंट डेथ इन्फ्लेमेशन की वजह से होते हैं? There is no negative marking in my classes, by the way. Yeah? Don't be so worried about making a wild guess. No one. Great. Okay. I have a very 40%. Okay. Ashwin uncle is saying 40%. Garima is 10, 40. Okay. The me and has no idea. Just a wild guess. Yeah, no issues. Yeah, taking a wild guess. Okay. I would say two of you are very close. It's 50%. So more than half of all deaths globally are linked to chronic inflammatory diseases. Isn't this startling? I was like amazed, like when I saw this figure when I was doing my coaching at IIN, health coaching training, and a professor there who was a specialist in inflammation, he taught us that so many deaths happen every day just because we don't know how to control inflammation. So that's what I thought that I will take this session on inflammation one day. And here we are with all the information. So see, inflammation, you must understand, is not always bad. Okay, so inflammation is actually a protective mechanism. So if any virus, bacteria, or any injury you have happens to you, how this if you fall, some part becomes red. So that is actually a protective mechanism. The inflammation that is there, that is known as acute inflammation. So it is a normal part of the healing process in response to any injury or any infection. But it is short term. Like if you get an injury, how it resolves within a few days, how the redness goes away. And it's a protective mechanism, like I told, which helps fight viruses and bacteria. Problem happens when it becomes chronic, when there is no virus, when there is no bacteria, when there is no injury. Still your body becomes inflamed. your body start releasing something called as WBC, white blood cells, that end up attacking healthy tissues and organs. And that is why autoimmune conditions are on a rise. That your body thinks your own organs as a foreign object. It start attacking your joints, it start attacking your heart, your eyes, your liver, your kidneys, your intestine, and you get this autoimmune conditions. Chronic is, it is long term. Somebody is using this whiteboard. Puja, can you please check once? Yeah. Chronic inflammation lasts long term. It doesn't resolve in days, and sometimes it lasts up to years. So when I got inflammation in the childhood, I was 11 years of age. I didn't know what inflammation was. I had inflammation for more than 14 years of my life. Till I changed my diet and lifestyle, inflammation was there, and I used to take a lot of anti-inflammatory medications. And it is not only linked with arthritis, but diabetes, heart disease, cancers, inflammatory bowel diseases like Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, depression, Alzheimer's. There's a long list of diseases which is related to inflammation. So if you can see, look at this tree, that is inflammation. So inflammation, what conventional doctors think that inflammation की वजह से बीमारी होती है. Inflammation is the root cause. But if you look from a functional medicine perspective, these are the factors like sleep disorders, stress, lack of physical activity, obesity, sometimes genetics also, dysbiosis of the gut when there is imbalance in the good and the bad bacteria, food sensitivities that happens, exposure to toxins, improper diet. So normally when you go to doctors, when you have high ESR, CRP, these are the two markers of inflammation that is there in the blood. We should have this basic knowledge now about these things. So ESR and CRP, if it is high, then you have inflammation in your body. So conventional doctors try करते हैं कि let's bring it down by use of anti-inflammatory medications, which is sometimes necessary. I also took them initially, but prolonged use, yeah, has a lot of side effects. And the efficacy also goes down with time. What we focus on at Sharan, the Sharan holistic approach that is there, we focus on the roots. So these are certain factors that we need to keep in mind. And one of the most important, I've kept diet in the center because diet is one of the most important things which you can do to bring down inflammation. So suppose you are taking any medications. What is the medication made of? It is certain chemicals and everything comes from plants only. So it is a very concentrated form of chemicals that we take in the form of medicine, which very easily we can get from diet also. So I'm not saying that diet is a substitute for medications. Again, disclaimer that please don't stop any medication you're taking right now. It's a gradual process that you change your diet, you change your lifestyle, you start exercising, you start sleeping on time, you improve your dysbiosis of the gut, you reduce your exposure to toxins. When you do a host of factors, naturally your inflammation has to come down. It does come down, and like Damayanti auntie shared at the start of the session, her pain has almost disappeared. And she's not, she's 78 years of age, and how her pain disappeared just when she started exercising, started following the routines. So inflammation naturally goes down. So I asked at the start of the session that what do you do for inflammation? So many people told about a few things, a few spices and herbs that you take to bring your inflammation down. But I would say most important question that you should ask me, what you should not eat, the foods that cause inflammation. So any guesses you have, what food causes inflammation, you can type in the chat box. Yeah. किस खाने से inflammation हमारा बढ़ता है? Let me see how knowledgeable the audience is today. Yeah. Which foods can increase oil? Okay. Ashwin uncle is saying oil, dairy. Okay. Citrus, tomatoes. Okay. Processed junk, cold items. Okay. Dairy, saturated fat, bread, animal products, dairy, yogurt. Gluten, okay, interesting. Gluten, somebody saying gluten, yes. Sugar, okay. Tamarind, khatte cheeze, okay. Ayurveda says that. Spicy, dairy, okay. Citrus. So I would say you have a broad idea about, yeah. We can agree to disagree on a few things, yeah, because it's very bio-individual diet. Like what is nectar for me may be poison for you and vice versa. Yeah. Somebody saying citrus, cold, junk, refined carbs, yes, Neelam, yes. So I would say I have a very knowledgeable audience today. And yes, it is important that we need to understand certain principles. So Puja Roongta, who is my uh, partner in health coaching, she will run you through the first few principles, and then we will see specifics. Specifics I will cover. Puja will cover the principles of anti-inflammatory diets. Yeah, Puja, are you there?
Yes,
Over.
Sanjay.
Yes.
Yes. So as Manish said that, to manage inflation, one of the most important thing which we need to work is our diet. So what I'll do is I'll share a few principles which we will need to follow with respect to diets to prevent or reverse the inflammation. So the first most important, many of you had mentioned, animal products. So yes, the first thing which we need to eliminate from our diet is animal products. So, and why is that so? Because animal products are really high in saturated fats, high in cholesterol, they have high in omega-6 fatty acid, and all of these are, cause of inflammation. So when I say animal product, it means everything. So from meat to milk products, we should avoid all the animal products. Second thing is eliminate oil from our diet. So oil, they are high in omega-6 fatty acids, and hence we should avoid them if we want to minimize the inflammation. Many times, I get questions that, is olive oil good? Is if I get the oil made in front of my eyes, is that oil good? So my answer to all of this question is no. Oil is not good. Be it, olive oil, sesame oil, coconut oil, groundnut oil, it is not at all good for our body because it increases the inflammation. Oil doesn't have any nutrition. It has 100% fat, and out of which 14% is saturated fats. And saturated fat is really, really bad for our body, especially inflammation. When it comes to the other thing which we need to eliminate from our diet is processed food. Because again, processed food, they lack nourishment and they are full of salt, sugar, refined grain, and oil, which all increases the inflammation. Also, I would like to add one more point regarding oil here, that oil, like if you see the oil, can you even guess that what was the original raw material from which the oil was made? Was it coconut oil or was it sesame oil? It's highly, highly processed because we are not able to even guess that, after looking at the oil, okay, this is a coconut oil or, groundnut oil. So we should eliminate all the processed food, including oil. Hmm. The other thing, like the thing which we need to add is, like many of you said that, whole food plant based. So we should add whole, whole plant food in our diet. And this is the best way to get all the vitamins, minerals, fibers, phytonutrients, which we need to thrive. Because, generally we try to go look for various supplements like, can we have this vitamin supplement? Can we have this protein supplements? We don't need to go into those unless, like, if there is some, doctor has recommended or there is a, requirement. We get all our nutritional requirements from, plant foods, which is raw vegetables and fruit. Like I'm just quoting one or two examples, like one of which is really good for people who have inflammation is nutrient dense vegetables like dark and leafy vegetables, spinach, which is spinach, or cruciferous vegetable like broccoli. The other thing which we need to add in our diet is omega-3 fatty acid. Like, omega-3, they contains a lot of, anti-inflammatory properties. So what happens, I'll just briefly explain you that omega-3, it gets absorbed in our cell membranes and it makes our cells more flexible and able to send and receive necessary messages for basic cellular functioning and healing. And for, as we know that why inflammation happens. So if healing of the cells is happening, properly, then inflammation won't crop up also. And the best way, plant-based ways to get omega-3 rich food is flax seeds and chia seeds. They are really high in omega-3. food, omega-3. And one of the most important thing which we tend to, ignore is water. So keep hydrating yourself throughout the day. And because water is the most essential form of part of all the chemical reactions which take in our body. And if we ignore water, then, those chemical reactions get impacted. And hence the, inflammation might increase, or it might get hampered. So these were like few principles which we need to follow for an anti-inflammatory diet. I'll hand over to Manish to take us through few specific examples.
Yes. So just to sum up what Pooja said, yeah, the third point is very, very important, processed foods, because this is like taken over our kitchen these days. Things which come in packet, things which are made in factories. See, our body was not designed to eat so much of processed food because we have evolved for thousands of years. So basically, we stayed in jungles. We didn't have these factories who made this processed junk, I would say. And the more you eat that, your body thinks of that as a foreign object. So you eat those biscuits, those chips, those Maggies of the world. Your body thinks it's a foreign object, it's a foreign invader. And the defense mechanism gets activated to protect you. And when it is active for too long, that becomes chronic. So if you ask me, one thing, yeah, start with processed food, start with dairy. It's like you are not meant to drink milk. Actually, it is meant for the calf, not meant for human beings. But when we drink milk since childhood, you get this insulin resistance, you get this oxidative stress, you get this inflammation, the trifecta of human misery, which I say in again, insulin resistance, oxidative stress, and inflammation. Because of these three things, human beings are suffering. And once you just replace it, so it's not very challenging. Also, we will learn how to like replace these things. There is a replacement for everything. So you might think that the food is very boring. You need to eat raw, you need to eat all sada khana, bina masale wala khana, ye khana, wo khana. हमारा खाना कैसा दिखता है? I'll just show you. I'll just take you to that slide. This is how our food looks. Yeah. So this is the food that Puja is talking about. It includes everything. We eat delicious salads, fruits. We make milk made of nuts and various other things. You can see rice, everything. It's not like you have to starve yourself to death or think that by suffering, by not eating tasty food, you are doing some punya or anything and you will heal faster and all this rubbish that goes on in our minds. No, you have to love your food. You should enjoy every bite, every morsel. You should just relish it. That is when you get the benefits out of it. And see, I'm not against tasty food. We don't crave for junk food, we crave for taste. And what these processed food companies have done, they have engineered the food in such a way, the combination of salt, oil, sugar in such a way that you crave for more of that. But believe me, once you learn how to cook healthy, that craving for junk goes away. So I have not eaten anything processed since I joined Sharan in almost 3 years now. Zero processed food, no sugar, nothing. And my food is tastier than ever. I'm actually growing younger. My birthday was there last week, 41, and people are like surprised that Manish, you don't look your age. My daughter is 18 years of age now, and we look like siblings. And sometimes she's like too jealous of me that dad, you should look like dad. Yeah, it's like, yeah, please mute yourself, everyone. So it's like you don't miss anything on the diet that we are going to teach you today. And please don't starve yourself just by eating raw food or just by switch fast, a lot of fasting, a lot of like plain bland foods. No, that's not the solution actually. We'll learn about the specifics now. Pooja just taught about a general do's and don'ts. Let's learn about the specifics of anti-inflammatory nutrition. So specifically what to eliminate, what I eliminated first thing in 2008 when I went to the yoga institute was sugar. Sugar here is the processed sugar, brown sugar, white sugar, that sugar, this sugar, any sugar. See, all these companies are very smart. They will find out new ways to trick you into buying their products. They will see, they now know that white sugar everybody knows is bad. So they now market brown sugar. See, that is also processed. You just put some caramel coating on that and tell you that brown bread is good and uh, brown sugar is good. All forms of sugar is bad for us. So what we use as sweeteners, mostly dates. We use date mostly, and sometimes jaggery also thoda bahut chalta hai. It's not like it's all bad, but mostly we use dates as a sweetener. We can use raisins also as a sweetener. So I have sweets daily. I have a very sweet tooth. I have sweets daily, but it doesn't increase my inflammation. Oil, absolutely no questions asked. Any oil is actually not required. It's not the question of good or bad. Few oils are actually very bad. Canola oil and palm oil, these oils are very bad, most of which are used in processed food industry. So all the pizza that you eat, all the 30-minute delivery pizzas and all, they contain a ton of oil in that. If you go and see actually how much oil they put, they don't show you. You will actually never eat those junk foods. Yeah, so oil needs to be eliminated completely, but you don't need to skip anything. I'll just show the picture. We eat samosas also, which is baked samosa, and it is equally tasty. Yeah. All the packaged fried foods, yeah, fried also I eliminated completely, although I was not oil free when I started. But yes, fried foods, yes, it does increase your inflammation. And fast foods, it will take you faster to your grave. Okay, it is easier to make, but it will take you faster to your grave also. Just understand that. So just eliminate these fast foods from your lifestyle. It is actually not meant for human beings to eat. Refined carbohydrates, somebody said at the start of the session, absolutely. Why do you need to refine everything and eat? Why can't we eat everything whole? How God meant us to eat that? Yeah. Soda and fruit juices. Yeah, it's not cool to drink a thumbs up or a Coke or this or that, all these things that we eat, all this rubbish. It actually makes your bones weaker. It contains so much of sugar. It is actually bad. Even the diet-free ones and the diet cokes of the world, strictly avoid them. And needless to say, if you're taking alcohol, tobacco, if you're smoking, yeah, it's the most foolish thing that you can do if you have any autoimmune condition. It's very bad. So you'll tell Mani, सब कुछ तो मना कर दिया, खाए क्या है, what to eat. No, there are a ton of things we can eat here. Don't worry. So what you should add, green leafy vegetables. So as you must be seeing in the group also, I put my photos. Yeah, mostly start your day with a green smoothie, because it is actually not possible to eat large quantities of greens with your tooth. You get bored also, and it's not very palatable. So what we do is mix greens with fruits. Yeah, it's like a dessert that we have every morning. And what it does, it is highly anti-inflammatory. So if you have inflammation in your body, if you have oxidative stress in your body, it actually neutralizes that also. It has a lot of benefit, greens, and it's not only like spinach and kale, any green. So this morning in the class, in the morning classes Forever Young, we were discussing about benefits of moringa, and I learned that over 300 diseases, uh, it benefits in over 300 diseases, moringa. Yes, so many green leaves are there. Um, Arugula is very good. Arugula I have on a regular basis. Lettuce is very good. Roman lettuce is very good. So many things. Coriander. It's very simple green that is available very easily. That you can have in add in your smoothie. So start your day with a green smoothie. That's the best anti-inflammatory food that you should have on a daily basis. I'm having that almost daily for the past 3 years now. Okay. Then certain foods, yes, everybody mentioned like ginger, garlic, onion, carom seeds, yeah. Ajwain jo hota hai, that is also anti-inflammatory. Herbal teas. So I have a lot of herbal teas myself. Moringa, tulsi, ginger, amla. Vadam is the brand which I use, VAHDAM. It has very good concoction. It is organic. It is non-processed. It is very natural. So I have a lot of herbal teas throughout the day myself. That has really helped me bring down my inflammation, and it also energizes you. I don't know how it works, but also feels you very fresh, very energetic. So a lot of herbal teas, green tea also is anti-inflammatory in small quantities. Yes. Then fruits such as pineapples, very good for people with any form of arthritis, any form of inflammation. Pomegranate, berries. Berries, I would say, is a must in our diet. I know it is not the season of berries, so all you have to get is frozen berries. That you get blueberries, it the potency doesn't come down. Normally, I don't prefer unseasonal foods, but berries is one food that you should have daily in your diet. It is very potent. It has high levels of antioxidants, polyphenols. It is anti-inflammatory also. Red grapes in season, yeah. Oranges actually somebody mentioned citrus fruits. So this is like I would say something which is opposite of Ayurveda. So Ayurveda says that you should not have tamarind, you should not have lemon, you should not have citrus fruits. But it is beneficial if you talk from naturopathy point of view, the natural foods. Because problem is the junk food. Actually, nobody tells you in Ayurveda to stop all the junk, all the kachra that you are having, all the processed food, that is actually the culprit. And they say that you should not have. So I have tomatoes daily, I have lemon daily, I have oranges in season, but it never harmed me actually. And none of my clients also have still now have said that they have like, because first thing is that you need to eliminate all the wrong things that you are eating, and then when you introduce the right foods, your body actually responds in a positive way. Apples are very good. Yeah. Omega 3, yeah, so flax, chia seeds, walnuts, almonds in small quantities, I would say. So only 8 to 10 nuts in a day. Don't start eating large quantities of nuts also. Pumpkin seeds, I have not mentioned pumpkin seeds here. That is also very good. Pumpkin seeds, I have it almost daily. So I have it with my smoothie. After my smoothie, I just have a like a tablespoon of pumpkin seeds. That is also very high in fiber and very high in omega 3. Certain fermented foods you can add to your diet also. So the dysbiosis of the gut, where there is an imbalance between good and bad bacteria, that also needs to be managed. So kanji water is a very simple uh, recipe, very easy to make. You can make it at your home. Don't go after fancy all the packaged foods that you get in the supermarket. They market it as fermented foods, but it's actually not required. So just have normal kanji water, that is good enough to improve the dysbiosis of the gut. And last but not the least, eat less. I would say eat within a small window. Don't eat throughout the day. Don't eat 6 to 8 times in a day, which modern dietitian says. That is actually very bad for us. That also leads to insulin resistance in the long run. That also harms your pancreas, because your pancreas has to produce insulin every time you eat. So frequent eating is not good. There is a lot of research about the benefits of intermittent fasting. I'll take a full session in future about intermittent fasting also. But for now, have your breakfast around 9 and 10, have your dinner by 6 or 7. That's it. Don't confuse it too much. Don't go after very short eating window, 6 to somebody say 4 hours, somebody say 6 hours, somebody says one meal a day. Choose a diet plan which is sustainable for you. So if I come across a diet plan with some influencer claims or some dietitian claims which is very good for me, the first question that I ask myself, will I be able to follow this for the rest of my life? If no, then this is not for me. So this is very easy to follow. Like have your breakfast between 8 and 9, dinner between 6 and 7. This probably you can follow for life. This is very easy. And you do 14 to 15 hours of fasting every day. That brings your inflammation down. Okay, so like I said, food need not be boring. Food needs to be interesting. It needs to be palatable. Your mouth should actually water the digestive enzymes that are produced in your saliva. Your mouth should water. Isn't your mouth watering when you see, look at these photos? Huh? These are real photos. These are not Photoshop photos. These are real photos by Sharan facilitators. We do have a lot of cooking classes now, almost every week. Italian, Mexican, Indian, sweets, mangoes, ice creams, desserts, everything we can have. There is no restrictions as such. You just need to learn the right technique. Yeah. So what are the benefits? Right? It reduces inflammation and oxidative stress. So this is another major reason for most of the diseases, oxidative stress. So what oxidative stress is? So it's like a natural, there is a factory within your body which produces energy. It is known as metabolism. The byproduct of that metabolism is certain free radicals. So to balance those free radicals that can harm your organs, you need to eat certain foods which are high in antioxidants. So naturally, the whole food plant-based diet, which is very high in vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, selenium, all these are antioxidants. So I always tell my students after exercise, have a glass of lemon water. It is full of vitamin C, because exercise also increases oxidative stress. Yeah. So yeah, there are benefits to exercise, but it also increases the oxidative stress. So to counter that, immediately what I suggest, have a glass of lemon water. Very simple to have, very easy to make. Just add lemon and water. That's it. No sugar, no honey, nothing. Don't eat all add all this. You will get used to that, and that will actually help bring your oxidative stress also in control. Manage the oxidative stress. It improves symptoms of chronic diseases. Like you will find a difference once, like somebody shared, like 7 years she's following this whole food plant-based diet she shared at the start of the session, and her osteoarthritis has disappeared. I see cases daily so just a client came to me last week and she called me yesterday, Manish, you won't believe what happened. I had rheumatoid arthritis for 25 years and I'm able to walk now, I'm able to climb stairs, this magic is happening with me, this and that. Well, cases do improve sometimes in 7 days, sometimes in 7 months also. It's not that everybody will improve in 7 days. I don't claim to have any magic pill or anything, any jadoo ki chhadi, but yeah, cases do improve. Like I improved. I'm off medications for 17 years now. I used to take 4 painkillers every day. And just by changing my diet and lifestyle, medicines just disappeared from my life. It also improves your mental health. Yes. You become more creative. I can see my creativity going up, my confidence going up, improves your cognitive function also. So as you age, cognition tends to decline. But it's the opposite with my students. I can see I have people in their 60s and 70s, and they are like getting fitter by the year and challenging me in planks and push-ups and everything. And like it's a healthy challenge to have it. I'm seeing the benefit actually of improving cognitive function, improved sleep. Absolutely. If you eat all the junk, it creates a lot of bloating, a lot of acidity. Your like machine is on 24/7. The digestive mechanism that is there in our body, that is not meant to operate 24/7. You have to give rest to your digestive system also. And it is actually in sleep when your healing happens. I'll take a session on sleep also in future. What's the importance of sleep for inflammation and how does sleep helps in arthritis and what should be the evening routine and morning routine. I'll take that also in detail in future. But for now, you can take this my word for this that yes, this diet will also improve your sleep and your healing. Increased energy levels. I can vouch for it again myself. My energy levels are through the roof. I woke up at 4:30 today and look at my energy levels now. I look all fresh, all charged up. I can like take these sessions for hours. I just enjoy taking these sessions. Yeah. Energy levels go through the roof. Why? Because digestion takes up a lot of energy. When you eat whole food plant-based, digestion improves. And this way your energy level goes up. Okay, so overall enhanced over I would ask in one sentence, it's like enhanced overall health and well-being. So last, how to start? Start with small. Don't get overwhelmed. अरे मनीष ने बोला ये खराब है वो खराब है एक साथ stop करना है. You go mad. You start telling your spouse, your cook, आज से ये बंद वो बंद. No, start slow. Start one meal at a time. So maybe start by changing your breakfast. Then next week start by changing your lunch. Just add a few servings of fruits and salads, yeah, to your meal. छोटे छोटे changes करो so that your body will adapt. It will not react also because most of us have been eating so wrong for the so many years that our body has used to eating wrong. And when you introduce sudden changes now, then your body rejects it. Then people come to me, अरे मनीष यार, no, I was okay eating my Maggies and biscuits and chips and everything. वो मुझे suit किया. That make small changes. Don't make changes overnight. Meal planning is very, very important. Yeah, preparation does help. Like how we plan our vacations. हम छुट्टी में जाते हैं कैसे हम 2 महीने पहले से plan करते हैं. You plan 5 days of your life so perfectly. हाँ, I'll go by this flight. I'll catch this train. I'll go there. I'll stay in this hotel. And this is the your life. Yeah, your life depends on what you eat. So normally on a Sunday, just plan in advance, plan your grocery shopping, plan your meals, maybe learn, see, join some cooking classes or anything what you want. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube also. There are 600 recipes on our website, Sharon website, more than 600, now 700, I think 700 recipes on our website. Learn how to cook. Very, very important. Plan, shop smart, be very smart. Yeah, though ये जो all these supermarkets are very smart. They place all the junk items in front of you so that you crave for it. Don't go there. I just don't go in that aisle only. I just go to the fresh aisle. I just pick up my veggies and fruits and back. That's it. Don't get tempted by all these junk foods because that is actually reducing your lifespan. Experiment. Yeah, this is very interesting. I experiment a lot with my food. I love it. Yeah, because have taste new things. Yeah, don't be very rigid that I will eat only this for the rest of my life. No, who told you? Eat seasonal. Yeah, God has made mangoes, like we eat mangoes every day. Even people with diabetes. Yeah? If you follow a whole food plant-based diet, you can have mangoes also in the season. And somebody asked in the group about which fruits and vegetables to avoid. Nightshades, yes, I would say some people are not allergic or intolerant to nightshade vegetables, especially brinjal. I have seen a few cases. See, it is very bio-individual. So there is a test called as food intolerance test, which normally I do for my clients, wherein you get a list of food items which you are intolerant to. Then you have to go on an elimination diet. So please don't do that on your own. It's a very professional thing that we do. Then you do elimination diet and then you pick up things. So if you ask in general, Manish, what have you seen in the last few years? So dairy, number one, almost 100% of my clients have come intolerant to dairy. Gluten also somebody mentioned, yes. Gluten is also inflammatory, so eliminating gluten may help you. Third is corn, butta. Most of the people come intolerant to corn. Potato, very common. Potato is also very common. I have seen, I don't know the reason why, but almost every client has come intolerant to potato. And once they stop potato, this is not sweet potato. I'm talking about white potato, the regular that potato, the aloo jo aata hai. Yeah? Sweet potato is very good. You can have that. And what was the fifth one? I'm just forgetting. I'll just come back if I remember. One more thing was there. Nuts. Yes. So a lot of nuts is also not good, especially as you age, your digestive power becomes weak. So eliminating nuts completely also helps. So these are the five broad pattern that I have seen in most of the food intolerance test. And once you eliminate these foods from your diet, you actually see your health improve. Limit processed foods. I would say not limit, just eliminate them. Why you should eat junk? Yeah, body is so precious. No? Will you get this life second time? Huh? If you're Hindu, you believe that you get 7 janam and all, but I believe in this janam. इस जन्म को सुधार लेते हैं, अगले जन्म का अगले जन्म में देखेंगे. Yeah, you get this. Yeah, will you ever put petrol in your diesel car? कभी नहीं डालेंगे ना. चलो एक बार डाल के देख लेते हैं टेस्ट के लिए, चेंज के लिए. कभी कभी चलता है, एक बार डाल के देखो ना कैसी गाड़ी चलेगी. So why you should put junk in your body which is invaluable? Ask your family members, ask your children, ask your parents how important you are to them. Ask yourself how important you are to this world. And believe me, once you understand how precious you are now, you will start treating yourself differently. You will start valuing yourself more. Money can buy you a hospital bed, but money can never buy you health. And if you are in good health, you are very blessed right now. If you can do most of the things normally, you are very blessed. So I would say your health is in your hands. What you eat will determine your lifespan, nothing more, nothing less. So just eliminate, I would say, not limit, eliminate. And always, I would say, this is not a marketing that I'm doing a pseudo marketing or anything, but yes, to take professional help if you're struggling with anything. At Sharan, we have a team of doctors, we have nutritionists. I'm a health coach with Sharan, and such a beautiful team we have, and so many courses. If you're on the Sharan broadcast, you must be knowing like ton of events are going on now related to cooking, mental health. We do forever young exercises. We have doctors. It's a one-stop shop for complete health, I would say now. Yeah. So, like Hippocrates said, the father of medicine, let food be thy medicine. There is no better medicine than food that we can have. And one more quote that I came through, that when the diet is wrong, medicine is of no use. You go to doctors, keep running from one doctor to another कि डॉक्टर आप भगवान है, मुझे ठीक कर दीजिए. भगवान भी आपको ठीक नहीं कर सकता अगर आप गलत खाना खाएंगे. But and once when the diet is right, actually the medicine is of no need. But please don't stop medications right now. Don't jump on the bed and start that I know the secret now and I'll stop my medication. It's a gradual process. I also taper down my medications under the supervision of a doctor only. And medicines do come down with time. Once you start eating right, once you start exercising, once you start sleeping on time, actually your health improves and gradually the medicines do come down. I've had clients who were taking 20 medications and now they're down to just two. It's like magic that happens when you start putting the right fuel in your body. Yeah? So these are some of the events. I've just taken a screenshot. There's some of the events, like you can see samosas and salads and sweets and bindi and everything. Yeah. Don't think that by struggling na hum jaldi theek ho jayenge. This is a, I don't know from where do we have learned that bland khao, sada khao, kuch mat khao, masala mat khao, raw khao to pura theek ho jayenge. You basically cannot sustain that for life. If God has made this abundance and God has given us such beautiful facilitators, teachers, Dr. Nandita Shah to teach us so many things, why not take advantage of that and enjoy our life? Yeah. Life is not a struggle. Life is meant for enjoyment. Yeah. So these are some of the programs that I have, Forever Young and Strive to Thrive. So this is all from my end today, and we have a lot of questions. I know a lot of questions will be there in the diet sessions. So Pooja, if we can, 33 aunties asking, I'll just take questions one by one, and later on you can unmute yourself and ask also. Okay. So can we take omega-3 capsules? So see, omega-3, we need to understand what omega-3 actually is first. So there is a lot of marketing going on in terms of fish oil capsules, in terms of omega-3, flaxseed oil, this oil, that take this. This is very good for heart, brain, joints. Absolutely, yes. Their claims are absolutely right. But once you stop taking this junk food, stop eating junk food, when you stop follow the Sharan lifestyle, actually your omega-6 comes down. So in terms of omega-3 and omega-6, the ratio that is there, that is important. Now, with the increased intake of processed food, that ratio that has gone haywire. You are eating very less omega-3, very high omega-6. So to balance that, you have to take those capsules. But once you bring this down, once you bring omega-6 down, you get everything from food. So I used to take fish oil earlier thinking that it is helping me and it helped me. But when I brought down my consumption of processed food and after joining Sharan, I even stopped that also. And I don't recommend any kind of flaxseed oil or many oils that you get, vegan oil supplements also, omega-3, that is actually not required if you follow a whole food plant-based diet. I hope the answer is clear. Next is, do flax seeds to be powdered and had? See, flax seeds, normally what I recommend to my clients is always roast it. Don't have it raw. Okay, so its potency increases once you roast it. To powder it or not, it's your choice. If you have teeth, chew. If you have any chewing problem, you can powder it and add to your smoothie, or sometimes add to your meals, add to your atta and everything. That you can, yeah, powdered you can have. Yeah, powdered, there is no issues. But you have to keep in fridge. Once you powder it, don't keep it in the open. It will turn rancid. Keep it in fridge. Do we need to take seeds like pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, or roasted? I would prefer. It is more palatable. So the brand that I use is Cornitos pumpkin seeds that I use. Cornitos, it's a very lightly salted roasted pumpkin seeds. But yes, roasted seeds are much better. Roasted pumpkin and flax seeds are much better than raw. Raw pumpkin seed is not palatable also. You won't be able to eat that for long. Yeah. Any other questions anybody has, or shall I take up
So,
questions
so
from the
there are few more. Acha, okay.
Puja?
In
You
the
can take.
chat also, in the chat also, there are few questions. So someone asked, Anjali asked that instead of chia seeds, can we take basil seeds? So I think both have their advantages, right? I mean, so
See, I'm not sure about basil seeds because I haven't had that myself personally. Yeah, but chia seeds, yeah, overall chia seeds is very good for your heart also. It is very high in omega-3, very high in fiber. It is good. Yeah. Next question.
So the other question, I think it was Neelam. Neelam had asked about whether having flaxseed in powdered form. So it's
Yeah.
our choice. We can decide whether we want to have seeds or powder. Then Garima had a question. Then plant-based sugar, coconut, almond, or jaggery. So one thing is that if we are under any disease reversal, then we should avoid any kind of refined, sugar. So be it coconut sugar or jaggery. In that case, the best substitute for sugar is dates or raisins or anjeer. So these are the things which we can substitute, and especially if we are under disease reversal. But if we are not under disease reversal, then very like in moderation we can have jaggery, but we should avoid because it is refined. Manish, do you have anything to add in this?
No, no, thank you, Pooja. Yes. Next question, please.
The other question is that whether, please give examples of refined carbohydrates. Does rava, poha do fall under these categories?
Yeah, so our favorite like upma and poha, like the normal Indian breakfast that we have. See, I would say that won't move the needle much in your favor or against you. Okay, it is okay in small quantities if you ask me. I have them personally. मैं कभी कभी खाता हूँ, मैं झूठ नहीं बोलूंगा. I have them sometimes, but mostly I have is millet based. So I have oats ka upma made up of oats, whole oats, yeah, not refined. Or maybe you can millet based upma poha. You can have like you get red poha also if you like eating poha. So there is a refined poha that you get, and one is a red poha. So 80% times I have like whole food. 20% time, sometimes घर में बन गया है for taste, I want to eat. Sometimes it's fine in small quantities. Okay, so don't have it daily. It should not be a daily thing. But in some quantities, sometimes if you're not under any disease reversal process, that's okay to have, I would say. Next question.
So other was, can moringa leaves and palak had, like, can we have it in raw form? So we can have it in raw form. In our smoothies we can add, and it tastes nice. So Garima had a question that citrus food increases my pain.
Yes, then totally avoid. See, as I said, na, oranges also. I have seen many people who are intolerant to orange also. So don't like blame citrus. Maybe certain fruits sometimes you cannot tolerate. So if you find any correlation that after eating orange your pain increases, definitely you should stop. But this doesn't mean that orange is bad for everyone. Okay, so it's very bio individual sometimes. Like I cannot tolerate brinjal. I tried brinjal, my pain goes up. But I know others who can eat brinjal and they're absolutely fine. Yeah, it's very bio individual. Next
Other
question, please.
question is, ashgard juice good for inflammation?
Ashgard juice, see, juicing, if you have any chewing issue, if you cannot chew, then you should juice it. I know there are like other organizations that say that you should have Ashgard juice in the morning and it is very good for detox and it is detox your liver and it is cleans your gut and everything. But the good part about Sharan diet is that you don't take toxins only in your body. So if there are no toxins, where is the question of detox? So don't confuse too much, I would say. Green smoothie, I would say, is one of the best ways to start your day. So choose a diet which is easy for you, for your spouse, for your cook, for everyone, so that you don't make diet the center stage of your life. That सोते उठते हम खाली खाने का सोच रहे कि उठते चार बादाम खाओ, चार अखरोट खाओ, ये खाओ, फिर green juice लो, फिर white juice लो, then you take smoothie, then you have something, then you have some seed, then you have some salad, then diet, then this green tea and that green tea. If you just think about food, when you live your purpose of life, huh? So don't make food the center stage of your life. Juicing actually is not required unless you have dental issues. So I would say no. Ashgard juice, inflammation, I'm not sure about the correlation, but it's actually not required. उसका आप सब्जी बना के खाओ ना, या white पेठे का सब्जी बना के खाओ. It is super tasty. Why can't you have that as a vegetable? Have it in whole form. See, when you juice anything, the fiber is lost. When you juice any vegetable, any fruit juice, so no one should have at all. If you have orange juice, apple juice, watermelon juice, don't have any juice at all. That is actually bad for your brain also. So I learned this from Dr. Daniel Emen. He was a professor at IIN. He told that fruit juices actually damage your brain. Okay, but this doesn't mean that vegetable juice is good for you. You remove all the fiber and you're just having plain this thing. So actually juicing is not required. And maybe you can skip that totally. Yeah, next question quickly, Pooja. Yeah.
So there is like one question whether we need to soak chia seeds. So it's not necessary. We can roast and have it. Then Krishna has a question that chia seeds, can we have it directly or it needs to be crushed or added in water? So we can have it directly. We can roast and put it in our salad or we can put it on our smoothies. Then Neelam has a question. What about date sugar? So date sugar, I don't know what exactly you're referring to, but best is like date, soak it in water for some time and then use it in your dessert or whatever you are making. Or maximum you can use it a date powder, so you get organic date powder available. But that should be the second option. First option should be, whole dates. Just soak it. It's very simple to use. And someone Burgle wheat rava, is it okay? So I'm not sure about Burgle wheat
I'm also
rava.
not
Manish, do
sure.
you know?
I'm also not sure. Yeah. How about idli and dosa? This thing is interesting. Idli and dosa. This is like a favorite uh, breakfast of Indians. Yeah, normally like idli dosa हम सब healthy मानते हैं. What do you guys think? Is it healthy or unhealthy idli dosa? See, it's a fermented food. Yeah, it's a fermented thing and everything. Yeah. So see, again, question comes to like this won't move the needle too much in your favor or against you. So again, in small quantity, it is fine. Don't make life a punishment. Yeah, you can make that from whole also. So we make ragi. Yeah, so idli made of ragi, it's super tasty. You should try that once in your life if you haven't tried it yet. So make it of ragi. Many other things my wife makes. I just eat.
Red rice, idli made of red rice is also really good. You can try
Yes.
that. Idli dosa, both. Red rice or ragi. Like these are like two basic options.
Yeah, but once in a blue moon, white rice won't kill you. Okay, once in a blue moon, it won't kill you. So if you go to a party and if it's a favorite idli आपके सामने बन रही है, have one idli, it won't kill you. But don't make it a daily thing that you start eating that refined rice daily. Okay, don't have it daily. Then isn't oats too processed like poha? So there are various category of it. So steel cut oats, it's one of the best that you can have. Steel cut, वो आप try करिएगा, you will love that also. What is disease reversal process? So I have diabetes, I'm reversing diabetes. So that is, I have not yet reversed it completely. So that's a disease reversal process. So that is when you should avoid all the refined, all the processed. Okay. Next question, fermented food good for, absolutely, fermented is excellent. You can have green grapes, good for inflammation. Yes, but in season, these seasonal grapes. It's not the season now. Now it's the mango season. I have mangoes. आईएमसी कंपनी की करक्यूमिन टर्मरिक ड्रॉप लेती हूँ, ठीक नहीं, ड्रॉप क्यों लेना है आपको, टर्मरिक डेली मत लीजिए अनलेस एडवाइस बाय अ डॉक्टर और समवन. द टिंचर दैट यू गेट, इट्स नॉट, you should not have daily. Can you use lettuce in smoothies? Sometimes yes, you can have lettuce in smoothies. What fruits can we mix in green smoothie? Diabetic people, see, if you're following whole food plant-based diet, there is no restriction on any food. So be very mindful. If you're following whole food plant-based, you can have mangoes also. So Puja Roongta is here. Puja, can you share your experience with mangoes?
So 3 years back, I was detected with diabetes, and my 3 months average was 11.2. And then I started the whole food plant-based diet. Like from the day when I removed all the processed food from my kitchen and was only having plant-based diet. And it was mango season. Like my diabetes was detected in end of March, April. So for like every day, I used to have at least 2 mangoes and all the fruits. Like there was no restriction on any, because in summers you'll get chiku also, banana, mango. So I used to have ample of these fruits. And within 3 months, my diabetes, that average, because after 3 months we need to do testing. So I'm just giving the reference of 3 months. My average went down from 11.2 to 7. And I was eating all the fruits which is available, like all the seasonal food available. So when it is whole food plant based, like all the raw fruits and vegetables are good for you, unless and until there is some challenge, like Garima is facing challenge with citrus food. So all 1 or 2 cases might be there, but overall all the fruits and vegetables are good for you.
Thank you, Pooja, for sharing. Is in smoothies we put fruits. That's juicing in a way. No, that is blending. Juicing is where you remove all the fiber. When you just blend it in a blender, we don't make smoothies in a juicer. We make it in a blender. So please be mindful of the difference. Somebody asked me personally, I'm on a certain biologics, injections due to high inflammation. Would this diet help? Absolutely, absolutely, it will help. Can we have normal breakfast after a smoothie? That's an interesting question. Normal breakfast, I'm assuming you're asking about cooked breakfast, upma, poha, or paratha, or roti sabzi, or anything, yeah. But keep a gap. See what smoothie does now, it cleanses you from within. It is very high in fiber. So what I do, I have a big quantity of smoothie. So the photo that I put in the group, I have double of that. Plus a fruit. I have a hard fruit like apple or a guava, which is very filling. So you actually don't feel hungry. First option, if you feel hungry after smoothie, should be a salad. So what I do, suppose I have smoothie around 10 o'clock. By 10, 11, I'm again hungry. So I just eat a sprout salad. What I do normally myself. So that hunger goes away. That sometimes you have this craving for salt. You're not hungry, you crave salt. So just have a sprout salad maybe after an hour or a couple of hours after your smoothie and you're good to go. Generally avoid cooked immediately after a smoothie. So don't have smoothie and poha together or smoothie and roti sabzi together. You actually don't get the benefit of smoothie completely then. Yeah. Smoothies are juice. No, smoothies are not juice. Smoothie is a smoothie. Yeah. Good to make dosas with proso millet bagged urad dal. Absolutely, yes. You can use millets. Yeah. I sprinkle moringa powder on my food when about to eat. sometimes that is okay, but have whole, don't powder it. Powder against is processed. Okay. Green grape season क्या winter. Green grape winter season में होता है. Can we add flaxseed to our morning smoothie? No. Actually, technically, no. You should not add. Once in a blue moon, it's fine, but don't make it a habit. What is the best morning herbal drink before smoothie? Water, I would say. Just have plain water. That is very good, hydrating. Maybe you can add lemon to it. That's it. If you're following someone, some concoction of like ginger, maybe salt or anything, that is fine. But that is actually not required once you follow a whole food plant-based diet. Pooja, quickly, can you take up questions from the WhatsApp group also? Few people ask questions if there is any different question from what we have currently. So good. I have a good audience today. So many questions, so many doubts got cleared. Anybody has any questions, any sharing to do about today's session?
So there was a question by Manoj that which raw vegetables and fruits cause inflammation. So that is
Yeah, I think that we have
by
answered.
individual.
Yeah, so raw food, see, anything that's come from plants is generally good for us, but it's very bio individual. Like I said, I have a client who is who is intolerant to pineapple. So whenever he eat pineapples, his pain goes up. So that's very, very body specific, I would say. There's not a general answer that this food is inflammatory. It's very rare. I have seen people eating raw food getting an inflammation. Actually, inflammation goes down when you start eating more raw foods. Yeah, but don't go completely raw. Don't uh, misunderstand my statement or उसका दूसरा मतलब आप मत निकाल लीजिएगा. 25% raw we generally recommend. 25% of your meal should be raw. See, cooked has its own benefits. ऐसा नहीं है कि all cooked is bad and all raw is good. I know there are people who claim that eat fruits and you will heal completely. You won't be able to sustain that for life. And once you start losing muscle, that is when the problem aggravates. Because once you are on raw foods, it's very difficult to get your protein from raw foods. Very difficult, very challenging. And I have seen people lose tremendous weight and then come to me looking very weak and very dull and very low on energy also. So don't make this mistake. My gut dysbiosis doesn't allow raw foods. Yeah, I can understand. Yes, for some people, raw is challenging. So you need to maybe steam it or you need to blend it and have it in very small quantities. I've had clients who are, but now they are starting raw foods and gradually you have to increase the quantity of. If you have any bloating issue or any dysbiosis, then you need to be very careful with raw foods. Yeah. Next question,
Someone
please.
has asked that what is a good time to eat fruits? So empty stomach, like we can start our day with fruits. And during the day, if we want to eat fruit, then our stomach should be empty, like at least 2 hours before having food, we should have not eaten anything. There is one question regarding papaya
Just a
that is
just a sec. Don't have fruit after your cooked meal. Okay. So never have fruit as a dessert. How many of you eat mangoes after your lunch or dinner? अभी कोई हाथ ऊपर नहीं करेगा मैंने पहले बोल दिया गुड चलो खाते भी होंगे तो नहीं बोलेंगे आपके यहाँ नाउ यू नो दैट यू शुड तो नेवर हैव मैंगो आफ्टर योर रोटी सब्जी दाल चावल ओके हैव मैंगो बिफोर इट आई नो मेनी आर डिसअपॉइंटेड कि यार ये तो मेरा डेजर्ट चला गया यू लव बिकॉज़ पीपल मेक दिस मिस्टेक
summer ka desert.
एंड या
खाते हैं
फ्रूट
रोटी अभी आम सीजन में we have amras with roti sabzi dal chawal.
No, you should not do that actually. Have your amras first and then have your roti sabzi dal chawal whatever.
We'll do that now.
Yeah. Can we have a bowl of
And
fruits with salads? Yes, why not? You can mix fruits and salad. Sometimes it doesn't. Most of the people I've seen. Uh, can you please explain what is the disease reversal process? As you mentioned, those under that process should avoid certain items. See, disease reversal is I have arthritis and I'm still having symptoms, but symptoms are going down, or I'm trying to reverse the disease. That's it. Yeah. What should be the gap between smoothie, fruit, and meals? At least an hour, I would say. Okay. Uh, in salads, can we have iceberg lettuce? I sometimes have myself. Yes, you can have that. No problem. What about sugar, spice? Then I'm not sure what's that. Sorry. What is your take on gum arabica, gond? Okay. Anti-inflammatory. Gum is good, yes, but गोंद के लड्डू no. I know Marwadis में गोंद के लड्डू खाते हैं. You eat गोंद का लड्डू. That has a lot of ghee and sugar. That is not good. But yes, if you can make certain other recipes. I don't use that personally myself, so I cannot comment on other recipes. But that gond ka laddu that we have in winters, that is actually bad for you. Okay, that spikes up your inflammation. I cannot eat mango after meal. It makes me happy. It is to digest. Yes. Should we take mono fruit at a time? Technically, yes. Mono fruit is the best. How do we get protein? Okay. How do cows get protein? Yeah. From grass. See, protein is there in everything that you eat. I'll take a separate session on protein. I'm going to take a session on protein because this is a big myth that you don't, if you don't drink milk or eggs or animal products, protein kahan se milega? So I'm like vegan for 3 years, and if you look at my muscles, it's like amazing. My muscles have become super strong. Can we add betel leaves? Yes, you can add betel leaves if you have fruits before protein spike sugar in blood. I'm not sure what the question is. How many times a week we can have sprouts? Daily you can have sprouts. Sprouts is very good. But some people have get bloating with sprouts. So what I do is I steam the sprouts. उसको थोड़ा सा steam करके खाना चाहिए. Its digestibility improves once you steam it. Yeah, you can boil it also if you can't chew it. You can boil it also, but don't make it very soft. You just lose all the uh, nutrition that is there. So best is steaming your sprouts. I normally steam my sprouts. Pooja, quickly, any questions from the group? And then we'll end the session.
So quickly, one question is that is papaya good? Does it create a lot of heat in our body? And also about brinjal. The question is that does it cause a
Papaya
lot of
does
heat?
It is considered by some people. I'm not sure who made this rule. Papaya, absolutely, you can have if you have. In fact, papaya is good for you if you have inflammation. I normally add papaya to my diet also and to my client's diet. You can have raw sprouts. Yes, you can have raw sprouts. Brinjal, yes, nightshades. Some people are intolerant to brinjal. But as I said, very bio-individual. There is no rule as such that you can have brinjal or you should not have brinjal. Fruits have sugar, first thing in the morning, yes or no. Fruits have fiber also. ओके सो भगवान ने जो बनाया भगवान ने सोच समझ के बनाया है कि उसमें शुगर दिया तो फाइबर भी दिया है साथ में सो इट डजंट स्पाइक योर इंसुलिन टू मच please do a session of fibromyalgia. Okay, let me check. Normally I don't take up, but I'll see if I can do it. Thank you very much. Any other question,
In the
Pooja?
meanwhile, I'll ask another question. So someone said that curd causes inflation. It does because it is a animal product, and also asked that whether lemon causes inflammation. So lemon actually, when it goes inside our body, it creates an alkaline environment, and which is good for inflammation. So ideally, it doesn't causes inflammation. Again, in some cases, because we are like different individuals, and we might face challenge. So it can be individual cases, but in general, lemon doesn't cause an inflammation. In fact, it is good for inflammation. The other question is which water we should have on empty stomach to reduce inflammation.
Sorry, which?
Water we should have empty stomach to reduce inflammation.
I think the question is, should you add something to the water to reduce inflammation? See, there are many concoctions that people take. Once you're on this diet, now that is actually not required. So I just have a herbal tea. If you ask me before my sessions in the morning or sometimes, I just have a herbal tea. That's it. Sometimes moringa, sometimes tulsi, sometimes hibiscus or something. But that is not for inflammation. Actually, those are for other benefits of these things. If you have inflammation, then maybe ginger can help. If you want to start your day with a ginger tea, ginger has very strong anti-inflammatory properties. So you can make that home also, and there are many good brands also, organic brands. Ginger tea is available. So Vadam as a brand, they have this lemon ginger. So maybe you can try that herbal tea in the morning, empty stomach. That will actually help you bring your inflammation down. I'll type in the chat box the name of the brand. I don't have any association with any brands personally. I'm not like, no brand is funding me or anything. I'm not sponsoring anything. I have this myself, and my students also love this brand. So there is something called as lemon ginger and amla ginger. This maybe you can try for ease, else you can make at home also. How much sprouts are good per day? Sprouts again don't have large quantities, it can cause bloating. So maybe half a katori of sprouts, that is more than enough. Is starch bad for AS? This is again a very, very controversial thing. There are few people who claim that having non-starchy foods improve AS. The thing is that when you start having non-starchy foods, now you eliminate all junk food. So it's not the starch that not having starch that benefits you. It's eliminating that all the kachra that you are having, all the junk food that you are having, that benefits you more. So I personally haven't seen any correlation between starch and AS, ankylosing spondylitis. What's the substitute for curd, chas, peanut curd? Make peanut curd chas. It's very easy. Coconut milk chas you can have. That's also very easy. Ginger, yes, can be taken daily. It is very easy. I've shared the brand name Vadam in the group. Can we take powder leaves if you don't get fresh leaves for smoothie? No. In which country do you live, Gunjan? It's very rare to see not getting fresh leaves. I think if you stay in Iceland or some place like that, then that is difficult. But normally you get fresh. No, I don't recommend powder at all. Strictly no. So that is highly processed. Powders are highly processed. Citric good for IBS. It's a different question altogether. I do cover IBS in my health coaching. I do take up cases. Sometimes people with IBS are intolerant to citric fruits. It's again very bio-individual. Maybe you can avoid citrus for a few days and see whether it helps. But in general, yes, citric not good for IBS, I would say initially. Initially, once your body adjusts, once it becomes alkaline, then you can have any fruit. Then it doesn't cause you any trouble. So maybe citric fruits you can avoid for a few days and see whether it benefits you. Yeah, that's what my experience is. Yeah, Puja, quickly, last
So
question.
there's one more question which is like about watermelon. Is it good for arthritis? So again, all the fruits are good. Natural, whatever is available in nature is good for us. Gooseberry, okay. Yes, it is. Then someone asked that is ajwain with tulsi, turmeric, black pepper, and apple cider vinegar good for inflammation?
See, I'm not sure about the concoction, but yes, ajwain is very good for inflammation. Overall, if you ask me, so what I do for me and my clients, I mix ajwain seeds with jeera seeds. I don't roast them, nothing, have them raw. Mix equal quantities of both and have 1 teaspoon 2 to 3 times in a day. Chew it with water. Okay, that is very good anti. I repeat, mix equal quantities of carom seeds, ajwain, and cumin seeds, jeera. उसको मिक्स कर लीजिए अच्छे से एंड हैव दैट लाइक अ सॉप. कैसे हम सॉप खाते हैं खाने के बाद, तो यू कैन हैव दैट बिटवीन योर मील्स, chew it properly and have water with that. That's a very good anti-inflammatory. This is like works wonders with my clients. Good question, I would say. But apple cider vinegar mix karna, haven't done that personally. Yeah. I think we should stop here today. Any more questions you can put up in the group. We need to end on. We already shoot out of time. So normally I end my sessions with a song. Today is a very motivating song. This is dedicated to all the women in the group. Repeat the concoction. Please see the recording. I've repeated it twice. Recordings will be there on YouTube. I need to vacate this place also where I am right now. So this song is a very motivating song. This is about women power. देखिएगा भैया, video is also very good. I think most of you will listen to this song for the first time. Pooja, can you look at the screen now? Is it visible?
Yeah, the
Just-
screen is visible.
कहने दो ये दिल को, तुम कहने दो, कुछ बातें हैं कहने को, अल्फाजों को कहने दो, उड़ने दो इन हवाओं में, उड़ने दो पंख फैला के ख्वाबों को आसमां में उड़ने दो.
To end the session, I'm just adding one more habit to the Rise and Thrive challenge. Let's recap. किस-किसको याद है Rise and Thrive challenge? Nobody will look at the book or the mobile, okay? Let me see who remembers, yeah? किस-किसको याद है? What was there first? Or any order, chalo. Come on, you should remember by now. At least participants who are there since beginning, they should know. How should we start the day? Green smoothie. Exercise, how much? 30 to 45 minutes. Third was sunlight. Okay, what else was there? Come on. RMS, your own affirmations. What was the fifth one? I think I'm also not able to recall. Puja, can you check in the group? Rise and Thrive challenge. Yeah. I'm just going to add one more today, music. I'm sure everybody will. How many of you listen to music daily? Your favorite songs, or you sing, or you dance, or very few hands are going up. Great. So listen to sun
Fifth
exercise.
was 30 rounds of pranayam.
Pranayam, breathing, yes. So sixth, I'm adding today, listen to music. And just listen to it for 2 weeks and 2 हफ्ते बाद बात करेंगे what changes come. Yeah. कैसा लगा गाना सुन के कैसा लगता है? मूड अच्छा हो जाता है, सब अच्छा हो जाता है. It actually बोलते ना promotes healing also. So dancing, if you don't have any knee issue, any severe knee issues, you should dance also. That's a very therapeutic thing. But I'm adding music for the timing. Oh, can we do it? Listen to music. I'll share the song in the group also. Yes, great. See you then. We'll meet after 2 weeks, most likely after 2 weeks. I'll keep you updated in the group. Thank you very much. Thank you.